Namo Buddhaya. Imagine this. You're sitting alone, heart heavy with sorrow, wondering how you'll ever recover from the pain of losing someone you deeply cared for. Whether it's a breakup or the loss of a loved one, heartbreak can feel like an endless cycle of sadness. But what if I told you that healing from this heartache is not only possible, but it could also transform you into a stronger, more compassionate version of yourself? In today's video, we'll explore Buddhist wisdom on how to heal a broken heart and offer steps that will guide you through the emotional recovery process. This video isn't just about mending your heart. It's about finding peace, acceptance, and perhaps even a sense of purpose in the pain. The nature of heartbreak. Heartbreak is one of the most difficult experiences we can face. It stems from the deep emotional bonds we form with others. When those bonds are severed, whether through a breakup, death, or other forms of separation, our attachment to that person leads to immense pain. The Buddha wisely pointed out that attachment is the root of suffering, and in heartbreak, this truth is evident. Many people pretend they're okay after a heartbreak. They smile on the outside, but on the inside, they're falling apart. In the beginning, it's important to acknowledge the pain and allow yourself to grieve. The first step, let yourself cry. The video emphasizes that it's okay to cry, especially for men who often suppress their emotions. Crying is a natural release of the emotional pressure inside you. It's crucial to allow yourself to feel the pain. Society often tells us to move on or stay strong, but crying is a vital part of the healing process. Think of it as a form of detox for the soul. When tears fall, they wash away not just the sorrow, but also the built-up stress and anxiety. A specific example comes to mind. I once read about a man who went through a painful divorce. At first, he tried to hold it together, acting as if nothing had happened. But it wasn't until he allowed himself to cry, alone in his car, that he began to feel lighter, less burdened by his emotions. Let the tears flow. When we release our emotions, we are making space for healing. Even in the hardest moments, there is something beautiful about the vulnerability that comes with crying. It shows that we care deeply, and that's not a weakness. It's a strength. Find someone to share your pain. The second point in the video is to find someone you can trust to share your pain with. It's important to choose this person wisely, as negative people may fuel your anger or resentment rather than help you heal. Opening up to someone can feel like opening a wound, but it's necessary for healing. When you share your burden, it feels lighter. However, not everyone is the right person to confide in. Some people may unintentionally make things worse by validating negative emotions like hate or blame. For example, imagine sharing your heartbreak with a friend who starts criticizing your ex. Instead of helping you move on, they feed the cycle of negativity, deepening your attachment to anger rather than helping you find peace. On the other hand, talking to someone who listens without judgment can be transformative. It could be a family member, a mentor, or a therapist. These individuals help you process your feelings without pushing you in the wrong direction. They hold space for your pain, allowing you to vent and cry without the added weight of judgment or advice. The Buddhist perspective on attachment and true love. The Supreme Buddha taught that we must remember the impermanence of all things, including relationships. True love doesn't cause heartbreak. Attachment does. This is where Buddhist wisdom comes into play. We often confuse attachment with love. Attachment is rooted in the desire to hold on to someone forever, whereas true love allows the other person to come and go freely. When we cling to someone, expecting them to never leave, heartbreak becomes inevitable. I once read a story about a couple who had been married for 50 years. When asked how they stayed happy for so long, the husband said, "We never took each other for granted. We knew that one day either death or life would part us, and we cherished every moment." This Buddhist teaching is both liberating and comforting. When you truly love someone, you can let them go without falling apart. Your love isn't about possessing them. It's about appreciating them for who they are in the time that you have together. Prepare your mind for the impermanence of life. Preparing your mind for the impermanence of life doesn't mean becoming detached or cold. Instead, it's about accepting that change is a natural part of existence. It's the ultimate expression of wisdom. Once you come to terms with the fact that nothing lasts forever, the anxiety of losing something precious begins to fade. I remember a Zen monk saying that he often reflected on death, not to feel morbid, but to appreciate life more fully. It's the same with relationships. When we recognize that the people we love won't always be there, we cherish them even more deeply in the present moment. Reducing the power of past thoughts. The more attention you give to thoughts of the past, the more pain you feel. The video advises reducing the amount of attention you give to these thoughts. Our minds have a way of torturing us with memories, especially after a breakup. You find yourself replaying happy moments or conversations, wondering what went wrong. This is natural, but it's also a trap. The more you indulge in these memories, the harder it becomes to move forward. One technique I found helpful is mindfulness. Whenever you catch yourself drifting into painful memories, bring your attention back to the present. Engage in activities that ground you in the now, whether it's going for a walk, meditating, or even doing something creative like painting. Over time, the power of those memories will fade, and your focus will shift back to the present and future. Healing takes time. Patience is key. Healing from heartbreak is compared to healing a physical wound. It takes time, and you must be patient with yourself. Time doesn't heal all wounds, but it certainly provides the space needed for healing. Just as a physical wound needs a time to mend, so does your heart. And in that time, it's important to be gentle with yourself. Don't rush the process or expect to feel better overnight. I remember reading about someone who went through a breakup and within a week expected to be over it. When they weren't, they started feeling frustrated with themselves. But healing isn't a linear process. Some days you'll feel better, and others you'll feel like you've regressed. This is normal. Patience, as they say, is a virtue, especially when it comes to emotional healing. Heartbreak, as painful as it is, can be one of life's greatest teachers. It teaches us the value of true love versus attachment, the importance of emotional expression, and the impermanence of all things. As we navigate through heartbreak, we also learn resilience, compassion, and self-awareness. So, if you're going through a heartbreak right now, take heart. This pain will pass. And when it does, you'll emerge stronger, wiser, and more open to the possibilities of life. Cry when you need to. Share your pain with those who truly listen. Reflect on the impermanence of life. Reduce the power of past thoughts, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. The seeds of your future happiness are being planted with each tear you shed. When you are heartbroken, cry, forgive, learn from your experiences, and let your tears water the seeds of your future happiness.